Do you love me? Do you trust me? Can I trust you? Don't judge me. I'm a diehard. It gets ugly. Too passionate. It gets ugly. I wonder where I lost my way. I've been waiting on your call all day. Tell me you're in my corner right now. When I fall short, I'm leaning on you to cry out. We all got enough to lie about. My truth too complicated to hide now. Can I open up? Is it safe or not? I'm afraid a little you relate or not. Have faith a little. I might take my time. Ain't no saving face this time. I hope I'm not too late to set my demon straight. I know I made you wait, but how much can you take? I hope you see the God in me. I hope you can see. And if it's a stay down for me. Yeah. If you know the song, you know the song. That's a goated song too. Like you can't deny that that song is good. If you don't think that song is good, you need your ears checked. Kendrick Lamar is my favorite artist of all time at this point. So you shouldn't be surprised I started off the video singing Kendrick Lamar. That feels weird to say singing Kendrick Lamar because he usually mostly raps, but on Mr. Morale he did do a little more singing, so I was technically singing Kendrick Lamar. But anyway, greetings and salutations. This is TechRedon here, back with Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, and we're on to... I mean, if I ignore the side objectives here and just focus on the main objective here, this is one of my favorite levels in the game. I just don't care for the side objectives here. They are a pain. But the main objective is actually pretty fun here. I actually like it. I like this level if I'm just going for the main objective, you know? That's how it be. Now let me talk to you about the side objective, because I did try to do it in the late game to get those orbs needed to fight Ripto. I did try to do the side objectives here. Let me tell you about them. So your first side objective down there is to basically escort an alchemist through a bunch of giants that are indestructible and make sure he doesn't get hit. Sounds simple enough, right? It would be if the alchemist just went straight on the path to where he needs to be. But Guy literally says, we're gonna fuck with Spyro today and make his job harder. We're gonna take twists and turns and go in circles and all this shit. And that's literally what makes that side mission like unbearable, because if he just went the straight path there, it'd still be kind of hard, but you could still do it, you know? You could still do it. But he don't do it. He don't do it. And that's the problem. He don't do it. Excuse the accent. Excuse my poor impression of like a New York accent. Sir, please stop hitting me with the sickle, sir. That is not nice, sir. Not nice, sir. Oh shit. The bees! The bees! If anybody knows that meme. That meme's probably dead by now, I ain't gonna lie, but oh well. Thing is, a lot of memes, I can't enjoy them when they first come out, and it's not like what you call it, I forgot what the term you use for it is, but the people who who just hate the popular stuff, that's not what it is. I don't hate popular stuff. I do like some popular stuff, like, fam, like, what's an example I can give, honestly? I guess Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4 remakes, when they both dropped, they were popular. I love both those games. That's just one example. I did like popular music in the late 2000s, and just like, basically I liked popular music for most of my life until like I was like 13 or 14, and like mainstream stuff just started sounding really bad. If you don't know, that was around 2013, 2014, when like the mainstream was like transitioning from being Future, Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole to less good stuff. Yeah, it was around 2014, 2015-ish. And yeah, I know Drake and I know Drake and Future kind of stayed in the mainstream after that point, but they both kind of fell off. They really did, because I don't hate Future. I'm not going to be one of those people that just blindly hates Future, because I don't associate him with, like, the mumble rap that came after it. No. I don't. If an artist is good, I'm not going to call them a mumble rapper. Future was good at some point, and he still has some good features and tracks here and there. Like, he didn't fully fall off. I just don't care for most of the music he does now, you know? Like, he had a good track with KSI that came out a couple years ago. Where were you when I was down? Where were you? 'Cause you with the shit now. Look at you. In the circus, you a clown. Like, Future still has good features and stuff, at least. Drake fell off completely, and then, like, I still don't fully listen to him, but I admit, like, a few of his more recent tracks have been kind of good again, but, like, listen to, what is it, Rich Flex, and then there's, like, another song on that same album that are really good. I feel like part of that reason, though, is because 21 Savage is actually a pretty good artist, and I feel like Drake collaborating with 21 Savage is probably... Oh, wait, no, Rich Flex is not on the same album as the other one, my bad. But, what was the other one? I'm trying to remember the name of it. What was the other song recently of his that I liked? But my point is, Drake fell off for like 7 or 8 years and then kind of bounced back recently. Maybe not 7 or 8 years. He fell off after, like, if you're reading this, it's too late. That was the last time he had, like, a fully good album. And then, like, more recently, he's kind of, like, bounced back just a little, I would say. And I gotta emphasize just a little. Oh, it's Slime You Out. Slime You Out's the other one. But I would say he bounced back just a little, because I have to listen to these whole albums to really tell you if I think he's fully bounced back. Which I have done with the one with him and 21 Savage, but I only really like half the songs on there. When it comes to the album that Slime You Out is on, I gotta listen to the whole thing. Because I'm pretty sure that did come out on an album. I think that whole album is out, if I'm not mistaken. Because it has an album cover, not a song cover. But who knows? Maybe it is just a song. I don't know. But Slime You Out's a really good one. J. Cole and Kendrick are two different scenarios from Drake and Future, though. Kendrick, in my honest opinion, I thought he fell off for a little bit when Damn came out, because I wasn't really feeling Damn. It was kind of like a different vibe from what he was doing before. Oh, and we can't do this Hunter side quest thing until we help the Alchemist, and oh boy, that's not something I'm doing. But back to what I was saying, Kendrick, I thought, fell off a little bit when Damn came out, but, like, the more I listen to Damn, the more I'm like, you know what, this is actually pretty good. I don't think it's as good as people are giving it credit for. I honestly think Good Kid, I honestly think Good Kid, Mad City, and Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers are both better albums. I also think, yeah, that's my opinion, though. I do think Damn is one of his better albums, but it's not, like, top 2 is what I'm saying. It's, like, number 3 or 4. For me, it's, like, number 4, because I also like To Pimp a Butterfly better than it. But that's just my taste, you know? I like melodic and lyrical stuff, and Damn was kind of not falling into either of those that much. It had some catchy stuff going on, don't get me wrong. And it had some really good lyricism on some of the tracks, but some of them, like for example, there was good lyricism on the track DNA, and then there was good melodies on God. Like, those are two really good tracks. I liked Humble. I like Loyalty. I like I like Element. I like most of the tracks on Damn. Same with Mr. Morale. I can almost listen to the whole album's back. So I'm not saying like Damn is a bad album or anything like that. I'm just saying like by comparison, it's just an okay album. But it's a good album by like my standards. I think every Kendrick album has been good except for like maybe his first one. His first one has a couple good tracks on it, don't get me wrong, but I'm talking about the first one before like he started like really finding his style. Cause his first album, I don't really like J. Cole's first album that much either, aside from like 2 or 3 tracks. Like I like the track on there with Missy Elliott, Nobody's Perfect. And I like the final track of the album, which I think is called Workout. You got a good thing. Da 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 da. So work out for me, work out. That's a good song. I like how they were dancing and doing the musical things while I was trying to like imitate the song, because I don't remember the lyrics to that, but it's a good song. So Kendrick, I don't think ever really fell off, honestly. In my honest opinion, I don't think he ever fell off. And I think part of that has to do with him taking that few-year break between Damn and Mr. Morale. I feel like if he would have just released another album within two years or less after Damn, then he would have fallen off. But I think that little break kind of like gave him time to like kind of process what he should do next and all that, and like gave him time to deal with his personal life and stuff, and in a healthy way and all that. And I get that. I don't mind that we had to wait 5 years for a Kendrick album. I don't, because the album we got is good, and it sounds like he worked on himself a lot, which is very important. Like, I'd rather an artist I listen to be mentally healthy than put out an album almost every year. Like, no, you gotta work on mental health sometimes. In my case, I make music because it helps my mental health. So I couldn't really do that. Like, stopping making music would not really be helpful to me. But then again, in my case, I'm making music for fun for the most part. I'm making it basically out of passion and love for music, rather than like being seen as one of the biggest artists out there and all that. Like, I could see why in Kendrick's shoes that like taking a break from music would be the healthy choice, because he's seen as one of the best artists in hip-hop, and he's got to like live by the standards of that. So I could kind of understand why like taking a little break would help him mentally. So I don't judge him for that. I also think it helped him musically. I think because he did that, he was able to come back without falling off, you know? J. Cole. Let me get into J. Cole, because I got a mixed opinion on J. Cole, at least past a certain point. In my personal opinion, J. Cole's first album was alright. It was kind of like Kendrick's first album. It was just alright. His second album, Born Sinner, one of my favorite albums ever. His third album, Forest Hills Drive, also one of my favorites. His third album, I might have skipped an album. I don't know if there was an album between Cold World and Born Sinner, but if there was, I'm sorry for forgetting that. His third album, what was it called? It was For Your Eyes Only. That one was good too. All 3 goated albums. And you may think, so far with how I'm saying it, that I think most of his albums are good, just like I think Kendrick's are. Well, after For Your Eyes Only is where I start to not care for him that much. Yeah, KOD was trash for the most part. I liked Kevin's Heart. I liked the title track KOD. And I liked ATM. The rest of the album, I still don't really fuck with to this day. When I first heard it, I thought it was bad, but now I'm just like, this is decent at best. It's not really terrible, but it's decent at best. It's got 3 good tracks on it. And if that would have just been one, like, poor, like, that would have just been one album that I didn't like that much, that would have been one thing. But then he comes with the, with the Fall Off, and I think that name is fitting. Because I honestly think the Fall Off is where he kind of fell off a little bit. And I say a little bit because J. Cole still, like, like, when I say J. Cole fell off a little bit, I mean that he still had really good music on that album. It's just, there's a few misses on there, more than usual. And that kind of started with KOD and continued into the Fall Off. They both had a few more misses than his albums before had. And I'm fine with the direction he took of the Fall Off, honestly. But whenever I see people compare the Fall Off to Mr. Morale, I'm just like, no. One of these is a piece of art, and the others is just an okay album. Like, it feels like an insult when people try to compare the Fall Off to Mr. Morale, because Mr. Morale is just way better. That kind of feels like an insult. And I get why people are comparing them, because J. Cole and Kendrick, skill-wise and lyric-wise and all that, like, they're both on the almost the same level talent-wise when it comes to making hip-hop music. They're both, like, seen as greats. They're both on a similar skill level. And honestly, it's hard to say which one's above the other, because everybody's always going to say something different. I think Kendrick is slightly above J. Cole, just because I enjoy more Kendrick albums than I do J. Cole. I like 3 J. Cole albums. J. Cole always has good features, though. Don't get me wrong. He always has, like, really fire features. Just like 21 Savage. But anyway, that's all I'm going to speak on this. I'm sorry, but I got to cut it short because the video's about to end. I'm going to be ending off right about here. So, bye.